A diver cuts the last rope free. The whale doesn't swim away. It circles back and rests against the boat, gentle as anything, like it's saying thank you. You've probably seen a video exactly like this one. The comments are always the same. She knew. He understood. Sweet story. Except every wild animal on this planet is supposed to run from anything on two legs. No exceptions. So why didn't she run? Why do dolphins do the same exact thing? Why do elephants, of all animals, do it too? That baseline fear is earned, to be clear. We hunt these animals, trap them, pave over the places they live. So, when the exact same species swim toward the source of all that danger, during the single worst moment of their lives, something in the story stops adding up. Is a whale actually capable of clocking a human as a solution instead of a threat? Or are we the ones doing all the storytelling here, watching a scared, confused animal do something desperate and quietly dressing it up as gratitude? There's a bird involved in this too, and it might end up being the strangest character in the whole story. Hang on to that, it comes back. Start with the whale, since it's the case with the most witnesses. December 2005, off California's Farallon Islands. A urchin diver named James Mosquito got the call. A humpback tangled in crab pot line, barely able to surface for air. When his team reached her, she was wrapped in more than 20 separate lines, hundreds of pounds of gear dragging off her body, one fin bound so tight it was already cutting into skin. For close to an hour, divers worked blades underneath an animal built like a shipping container with a heartbeat, and she stayed still enough to let them do it. One flick of that tail could have ended several careers early, permanently. She never threw it. When the last rope came free, she didn't bolt for open water. She circled the boat once, nosed each diver in turn, almost formally, then swam off. Mosquito later described it as the closest thing to an actual thank you he'd ever gotten from something that wasn't human. And honestly, if a shipping container-sized animal you just freed swims back to check on you personally, thank you is a pretty restrained way to put it. It's not one whale though, it's a pattern, and once you start looking for it, the pattern is everywhere. Manta rays showing up with hooks buried in their gill slits will slow down and flip belly up near a diver, holding perfectly still in a way they never do for anything else in the ocean. Dolphins tangled in fishing line have approached snorkelers directly and stayed at the surface until someone finally noticed the problem and cut them loose. Rangers across Kenya have logged wild elephants with snare wounds walking straight toward parked trucks, sometimes standing there for several minutes, a level of comfort around a moving metal object they show almost nothing else on four wheels. So, what's actually happening here? Is this some kind of cross-species diagnosis? An animal identifying us, specifically, as the fix for what's wrong with it? That would require something genuinely strange. A wild brain running the calculation that its single most dangerous predator is, in this exact moment, the safest option left on the table. Most working scientists have spent decades refusing to take that at face value, and they've got a decent reason for the caution. The leading explanation is duller and probably a lot closer to true: associative learning, not comprehension. Think of it less like reasoning and more like a very old, very blunt survival rule. The same rule that makes you flinch away from a hot stove without consciously deciding to. An animal doesn't need to understand human intention to change its behavior around us. It just needs pain to eventually outweigh fear. A whale drowning under her own body weight for hours reaches a point where holding still near anything, human included, feels better than fighting. It's not trust exactly, it's exhaustion doing the arithmetic for her. And here's the part that deserves real caution, maybe more than any other beat in this video. Most of what looks like an animal reaching out for help might just be us, reading a story into footage that never actually contained one. Humans are absurdly, almost embarrassingly good at spotting intention where none exists. There's a name for it: anthropomorphism, which just means handing an animal a human mind it may not have. It's the same instinct that sees a face in a car's headlights, or hears a scolding tone in a cat's meow that's really just a cat wanting dinner faster. A manta ray flipping over might simply be reacting to bubbles. A whale circling back might be exactly what whales do after any disturbance, rope or no rope. Researchers who study these encounters, including cognitive skeptics like Clive Wynne, are blunt about it. Confirmed cases of an animal seeking out a specific human for a specific reason are rare, and a lot of what circulates online as a heartwarming rescue is genuinely ambiguous footage with a narrative bolted on after the fact, which almost makes this whole video pointless. Almost. Except one species blows the "it's all coincidence" theory apart completely, and it isn't the one you'd expect. Remember the bird from a minute ago? In Mozambique, there's a wild bird called the greater Honeyguide that does something no amount of associative learning fully explains away. Yow honey hunters make a specific vocal call, something close to a rolling brr, and wild honeyguides recognize that exact sound as an invitation, not just noise. The bird flies ahead in short hops, calling back constantly to keep the hunter oriented, and leads them straight to a beehive it has no way of breaking into on its own. The human gets the honey, the bird gets the wax, and the larva left behind, which, evolutionarily speaking, is basically the bird's entire payday. In 2016, researcher Claire Spottiswoode and her team ran controlled playback trials to test this properly, and the numbers were not subtle. Hunters using that exact call had their odds of finding a hive jump from roughly 1 in 3 up to about 2 in 3, compared to using some other random word instead. That's not a wild animal getting desperate near a boat. That's a fully wild, fully undomesticated species that has built a working, two-way communication signal with an entirely different species, and kept it running across generations because it reliably paid off. And once you know for certain that at least one species is capable of that, the whale circling the boat and the elephant lingering by the truck stop looking like isolated confusion, they start looking like points on the same spectrum, which raises the harder, more honest question sitting underneath all of it. Nobody can interview a dolphin about what it actually understood in that exact moment. That gap is permanent, and pretending otherwise would be its own kind of dishonesty. What researchers can say, carefully, is that intelligence and trust don't have to be all or nothing. Some of it looks like inherited instinct sharpened over evolutionary time, the Honeyguide's whole deal. Some of it looks like one animal's personal memory of one good encounter, generalized into a loose, low-resolution rule. Things shaped like that truck haven't hurt me before. And some of it, in the most extreme cases, might genuinely just be a survival instinct getting overridden with nothing philosophical behind it at all. An animal that's run out of every other option and has nothing left to lose by trying one it's never tried before. Here's the detail that sticks with the researchers who study this the most, though. This exact pattern shows up across species that share almost nothing else biologically. Birds, marine mammals, elephants. Tens of millions of years of completely separate evolution, and every so often, independently, they all land on the same desperate arithmetic once things get bad enough. Nobody's fully sure why that convergence happens so cleanly across such different brains, honestly, and that gap in the science is sort of the whole point. It says something uncomfortable about the line we've drawn between us and everything else. Picture the animal kingdom as one long, unbroken wall of fear pointed at humanity. And most of the time, that fear is completely earned, no notes. But it turns out that wall has doors built into it here and there, and under exactly the right kind of pressure, some animals seem to know precisely which one to walk through. So, the next time you watch one of these videos and catch yourself thinking, "She knew," you might be wrong about the exact mechanism running underneath it. But you're probably not wrong about the deeper point sitting underneath your reaction. Somewhere in that animal, in that one moment, fear lost an argument it almost always wins. And for a few strange, quiet minutes, we stopped being the threat on the water and started being the exit.